What parts?
Different parts.
Parts is parts.
Alright, well, welcome back. Happy 2022. Primitive heating system for our little garage here, but it works pretty well and gives me enough heat so I can function in here. We had an order come in from Norwood. I just wanted to kind of go over it with you and show you what we received and kind of why I got the parts I did, why I ordered what I did, and some of it will make sense to some of you, some of it you'll kind of wonder why I ordered it, but I'll explain it best I can, and hopefully it'll make sense to why I went ahead and ordered these parts. So let me move the camera here, and here's what we got. So of course you can see the main thing here is we got an extension. This extension will give us an additional 4 feet onto our already 12.9 log capacity, which will increase us to 16 feet 9 inches. So this is something that I didn't order initially with the mill. I wanted to get the mill here and set up and wasn't sure if this might hold up the order or not, and thought, well, nothing else, at least can get cutting with the current setup that came stock that would allow me to cut the 12 feet 9 inch boards. And the LM30 comes 16 feet. So when you add this additional 4 feet, this will bring it to 20 feet. But what this addition allows you to do is cut an additional 4 feet. So the original sawmill, stock sawmill that comes, the LM30, is 16 feet long, but allows you to cut 12 feet 9 inch lumber. And if you add this 4 foot extension, it extends you out to 20 feet, which will now allow me to cut 16 feet 9 inch lumber. So looking forward to getting this on, put together. The 4 foot extension comes as a complete kit. You get the cross bunk. These are the bed rail retainers, bed rails, and 2 corner brackets. I don't know if you can see it on the video here. This one came a little bent. You kind of see a bend in here, and no, not a big deal. I can straighten it out easy enough, but kind of interesting after ordering the whole mill and getting everything in pretty much perfect condition. I get 1 corner bracket that's bent, but not a big deal. Straighten that right out. We also get a couple of leveling feet, 2 leveling feet, and we do get the nuts that go on there. Of course, they also give you all the hardware that you'll need to bolt that 4 foot extension together. So this is all the hardware, including the nuts for the leveling feet are in here. So that's the bed rail extension, the 4 foot bed rail extension. I think it was just a little over a couple $100. So I ended up ordering a couple of extra guide block track screws. What happened was one day I noticed one of mine were broken. Those that have assembled them will remember the guide block rail that goes underneath the bed. These are the screws that hold that guide block on. There's 3 of them, and I noticed one day one of mine were broken. Not sure how that happened. The broken piece came out easily, and I was able to get a temporary bolt in there with just a head on it, and it's been working fine. But what happened is I figured I might as well have a replacement, the original replacement, so I could put one in. And then I figured, well, if one broke, maybe I should have a spare one. So I ordered a spare one. So I've got a couple of those. I'll put one in at some point and have it back up. Alright, so the next thing we got is a cam dog kit. The cam dog kit. And some of you have seen this on their website. I saw it and watched a few videos on some guys using it, and it looked like a handy little rig to have in some circumstances, and I thought for the price, around $50 for this cam dog kit, and I'm looking forward to just give it a try. And worst case scenario, I don't like it, I won't use it, but I get a feeling that it might come in handy. I do like the one that comes on the mill, but this might be quicker in some circumstances, so I'm looking forward to giving this a try. The next two items I got were both belts. Now, you might be asking yourself, why are you getting all these extra spare parts? Let me explain that I spent most of my life in the world of mechanics and parts and became familiar with what ended up wearing out and breaking and failing and needing to be replaced, and what parts you stock and what parts you just order. And being that I assembled the mill, it just made sense to me that I became familiar with the pieces and parts that I thought might fail or have potential to fail. And my thinking is I'd rather have it here in my hand in the event of a failure, instead of being in the middle of a job and having to order and stop working and hope they have it in stock and hope I can get it in a reasonable amount of time. And I'm not saying anything about Norwood not being able to deliver parts. They did get me these parts here fairly quickly. I'd say it took them about 4 weeks to get this order to me, which I don't think was bad at all, considering that's about how long it took me to get the mill. And so my thing is, for the price of having a few spare parts that could keep me working in stock in my hand, is just better than having to stop working and wait for a belt. That idler belt is $27. So the idler belt is $27, and if I'm in the middle of working on something, I'm pretty sure I'd be willing to pay express to get a $27 belt to me so I could keep working. This way here, I have it, I can keep moving, and at that point, I can always order a spare and have one coming in so that I always have one. I don't foresee this failing. I don't recall seeing any videos of any of this stuff failing, to be honest with you. Again, I'm not saying I'm expecting this to fail. I'm not predicting that it's going to fail. I'm just saying that I would like to have this stuff in the event of a failure. So the other belt I got, the additional belt, obviously is the drive belt, extra drive belt. Again, don't foresee it necessarily being a problem, but nice to have in hand. The next item I got was the winch drum cable. Now the winch drum cable is, in my opinion, probably one of the higher wear parts. Not being familiar with the saw and being new to this and whatnot, but it's obvious that this cable spends a lot of its life rubbing on that shaft, and that's why Norwood tells you that you should put a drop of oil on it every use. I have seen a video or two, if I recall correctly, where these cables have failed. Now that could be various reasons why they fail. It wasn't a chance I was going to take for the price of $8. So for $8, I've got this cable in stock in my hand, and I'm not going to let it stop me in the event that it should fail on me. I'll at least have one. Of course, I got the two lift cables. It just made sense to me. These cables are constantly moving and working. So anything, again, that's constantly moving and working, for the price of $16.50 for the pair of them. So nice to have. I got the track sweepers. I got two track sweepers. Now the mill came with two track sweepers. It comes with 4 places to put track sweepers, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. And I thought, you know what, for the price of the track sweeper, and it was $22, $11 a piece. Granted, it's just a little piece of felt, but I'm going to lube these up, and I'm going to stick these in the 2 spots in the back. That'll give me 2 sweepers in front, 2 in the back. Again, I don't believe it's an issue, but figured one of those things that is constantly being used and worn out, so I'll have some, and hopefully having 2 in the back will help relieve some of the wear on the 2 in the front a little bit, and in general help keep the track clean and lubricated. So wanted those. The last item on the list that I got was the carriage wheel. I don't mind having the spare in the event that something fails. I'll be able to swap out a part and keep working. So that's what we got for spare parts. When I ordered the mill, I also ordered 10 blades, so I have good stock of blades. I have these additional parts now. Hopefully I'll never need them, but if I do, I'll have them. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you liked it. Leave a comment or a question down below if you have any questions or comments. Appreciate you subscribing, liking, comment, and look forward to doing another video for you. Have a good one.